Hello everyone, and welcome back to Real Estate Inspections LLC. I'm El Zanamo. Thank you so much for watching my other videos. Today I come to you to talk a little bit about what we do on an inspection in a kitchen. Here are some of the tools that we use. We have a tester for our electrical plugs, and it also will create a short so that we can test for GFCIs to make sure they're working properly. A small tester to test a microwave, and we have our thermostatic tester to test temperature control. So when we come into the kitchen, one of the first things we're going to look at, we're going to check the ceiling, we're going to check the lights, make sure the lights are working. We're looking for cracks in the ceiling, cracks in the walls. We check out our floor, everything looks good in this property. Then we're going to come over to the sink, we're going to run our water, we're going to run it on hot. We're going to look for a good functional flow of the water, and we're going to make sure it's draining properly. It's not getting stuck up, we're not filling up the drain. So the whole time I'm talking to the client and working, we're letting this run. Because what we want to do in about 5 minutes, we want to check underneath the sink to see if there's any leaks. So we want some time for this thing to run. So I may switch bays and go over to the other bay of the sink also, because it could leak on that side and not this side. All right, I'm going to test my water temperature and give the customer an idea, the client, that this is running at about 113 to 114 degrees. That's a real good average here. And I'm going to look at the plugs. Within 6 feet of the faucet has to be GFCI protected. The kitchen is actually set up very nicely, and they do have the GFCI protection. We're going to plug it in. We see both lights are lit. This means that it is grounded properly and it's wired properly. Sometimes just the center light will light up, and that means that they've reversed polarity or there is an open ground situation. I'm going to test the GFCI. You see it clicked off. We're going to reset the GFCI, nice and easy. It didn't stick. I'm going to retest to make sure my light is still on. We know that it's GFCI protected and everything's in compliance. Then I'm going to come under here, because sometimes you get a little leak, a little condensation, and you want to make sure you catch that. Everything looks good. I don't see any staining under there. All sealed up. Now we're going to check appliances. I'm going to look at the microwave oven. I have my little microwave oven tester. I'm going to set that right in here. Okay, and we're going to hit enter, start. Let's go 58 seconds, enter, start. You'll see my little units lighting up, and we know now that the microwave oven is working properly. We'll also check the ventilation, that it's running properly. If it's a charcoal ventilator and we don't need to ventilate outside, that's fine. And if it wasn't, you would see ductwork running, and then we trace out to see where it was running. I'll take my temperature gauge and I will check the refrigerator. I'll open the freezer and I'll test it. Okay, and the freezer comes down, and the freezer is very cold. We're going to test our refrigerator, and we're at about 32 degrees, 33 degrees. So the refrigerator is functioning very nicely. Then we're going to come over to our stove. Normally, we're going to set up, we're going to put all of the boilers on. I'm going to make sure I move the pot before I catch someone on fire, but I can feel the heat already coming out of there. It's a very quick unit. It's a newer stove. We're going to check everything out. Make sure everything's heating up. We test all the burners, then we put the oven on. I'll put the oven on like 350 degrees. I'll give it a few minutes, and then I'll put my tester in there, and usually it'll come out right exactly at 350, 349. So we know everything's working properly there. Check everything out. We're going to take and open all the cabinet doors. Make sure all the cabinet doors are functioning. Sometimes you open them and the door falls off. So we want to make sure that the new homeowner moving in is going to open all the cabinets and everything's going to work properly. We're going to check all the bottom cabinets. We're going to open all those up. And then I'm going to run the dishwasher. And while we're running the dishwasher, I'm going to go on and do other things in the house and inspect and let that run through a whole cycle. Because I want to know, when this thing drains several times through its cycle, that when I get into the basement at the end of this inspection, if there's a big water puddle, I know that this unit is leaking. El Zanamo Real Estate Inspections LLC. Thank you so much for subscribing to my videos, and look forward to many more videos. Thank you so much.